You know Vladimir Putin. You think he's a killer?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Вот, вы знаете, я вспоминаю, в детстве мы во дворе, когда спорили друг с другом, мы говорили так: кто как обзывается, тот так и называется. И это не случайно, это не просто детская поговорочка и шутка. Вот, смысл очень глубокий в этом, психологический. Мы всегда в другом человеке видим свои собственные качества и думаем, что он такой же, как и мы. И из этого исходя оцениваем его действия и даем оценку вообще. Что касается американского истеблишмента, не американского народа в целом, там главным образом очень много честных, порядочных, душевных людей, которые хотят жить с нами в мире и дружбе. Мы знаем об этом и дорожим этим, и будем на них опираться в будущем. Но что касается американского истеблишмента, то руководящего, правящего класса, то его сознание складывалось в известных и довольно непростых условиях. Ведь освоение европейцами американского континента было связано с истреблением местного населения. С геноцидом, как сегодня говорят, прямым геноцидом индейских племен. Затем последовал очень жесткий, большой, тяжелый период рабства, рабовладения, очень жестокий. И все это идет по истории, до сегодняшнего дня сопровождает жизнь Соединенных Штатов. Иначе откуда взялось бы движение Black Lives Matter? Жизни черных имеют значение. До сих пор афроамериканцы сталкиваются с несправедливостью и истреблением. Вот руководствуясь вот такими соображениями, правящий класс Соединенных Штатов решает и внутриполитические, и внешнеполитические проблемы. Ведь Соединенные Штаты единственная страна в мире, которая применила ядерное атомное оружие, причем против неядерного государства, против Японии в конце Второй мировой войны, против Хиросимы и Нагасаки. Никакого, абсолютно никакого военного смысла в этом не было. Это было прямое истребление гражданского населения. И почему об этом говорю? Потому что знаю, что Соединенные Штаты, руководство Соединенных Штатов в целом настроено иметь с нами определенные отношения, но по тем вопросам, которые представляют интерес для самих Соединенных Штатов. И на их условиях. Мы, хоть они думают, что мы такие же, как они, но мы другие люди. У нас другой генетический и культурно-нравственный код. Но мы умеем отстаивать свои собственные интересы. И мы будем с ними работать. Но в тех областях, в которых мы сами заинтересованы. И на тех условиях, которые мы считаем выгодными для себя. И им придется с этим считаться. Им придется с этим считаться, несмотря на все попытки остановить наше развитие. Несмотря на санкции, оскорбления. Им придется с этим считаться. Ну а мы, имея в виду наши национальные интересы, будем развивать отношения со всеми странами мира, включая и Соединенные.
Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Rakagadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua. No willing to be edified. And as you can see, the great fearless leader of the free world falls 3 times publicly. Alright? And that's a clear-cut sign. America's fucking through, man. America's through. Biden's a joke. America is a joke. Putin brings out some great points of how America is the only country in the world that dropped nuclear bombs onto a non-nuclear capability state, which was Japan, Hiroshima. And before all that, how they genocide the Native Americans, which are Gad and Reuben, and how you treat Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and all the other tribes. America's well known for treating the nation of Israel like shit. But yet, like Putin was trying to basically saying, but yet America wants to go around and condescending everybody, saying how they're evil. They wicked. They treating their citizens like shit. But yet you treat your citizens worse than shit. Okay? And the jig is up, man. People are tired of this place. First China, the day before, you know, there's a whole they bring it up. Black Lives Matter was made, even though it was funded by George Soros, but that was just it's a black eye and that's a stain in the side of the nations, man. To see this land, this fairy tale land, going around telling people about human rights and treat their own citizens like shit. That's fucking hypocritical. So the jig is up, man. The jig is up. Okay? The world sees your wickedness, man. Matter of fact, Nahum 3:1, it says, woe to the bloody city is all full of lies. And how America was established by freaking bloodshed. It was not established by democracy. It was not established by voting. They didn't come and just pay people for their land. They just stole every goddamn thing. So it's all full of lies. All right? It's all full of bloodshed, man. It's not just America. Wherever Esau lays his filthy feet, he brung death with him. It says in robbery, because they stole every goddamn thing. But here it is. They talking about a crisis in the southern state. The immigrants is coming and so forth. We got to do something. You know, well, Trump made a wall to prevent unwanted people to come, and then Biden turns around and takes down the wall. And then when he takes down the wall, now there's a crisis down there. People say that I'm a nice guy, and I told everybody it can come. I never said that. They don't believe that. But all they trying to do is microchip everybody that comes across the border. All right, it's all full of lies, man. It's all full of robbery, and the prey departed. Now, who's the prey? The same people that they've been doing it to, the descendants of them, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You are the prey of Esau, the so-called white man. Okay, verse 4. I'm jumping down to 4. Because of the multitude of thy whoredoms, of thy the well-favored harlot, the mystery of witchcraft, because that's what America is. Hollywood is nothing but a great form of witchcraft. They'll have you think every other nation out there is worse than a third world country. Like, they don't have no running toilets. They don't have nothing. But America's just totally advanced. All right, that's if you haven't left the United States, you will know. If you left the United States, you will know there's some places that's way better than this place. All right, but this is a form of witchcraft. That's a form of enchantment. All right, to make you want to come to this place, make you want to come over here and have you people fooled to think that this is a land that's paved in gold. All right, like the concrete is paved in gold. Everybody that come out here that from the Caribbean island, they'll tell you that. Man, we thought this land was paved in gold. Well, it's not. All right, because the witchcraft is that serious. It says that selleth nations through her whoredoms and through her democracy, that false indication of freedom, and nothing but confusion. That's all this shit does, is bring confusion in the sight of men. and women. Women think they're men now, and that's spearheaded over here. Men think they're women now. That's spearheaded over here. All right. This is the ground zero of wickedness, man. It says, in the families through her witchcrafts, behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts. And who's against you? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the God of Israel. All right? The creator of all things. He's against this land. He's against these Edomites. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. And just like I was bringing out, women in the ancient world, or not even that far, I believe you could say it really stopped at the 1960s, were wearing long skirts. You would never see in between their what they have in between their legs. You would never see an imprint or nothing. Well, the skirts got shorter and shorter from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s to the 90s. I remember they was wearing damn near poop. They was damn near wearing what's that word I'm looking for? Their panties out. All right. So the whole world seeing this stench, man. And just like a woman that's been around the block, around the world, that everybody knows, and that shit smells. That's America, man. America is she ain't shit. It says, upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's why Putin is bringing up the shameful things, the shameful acts of America, man. All these world leaders, despite they also got to pay. But there's a spirit of the Lord that's allowing them to show the world. That's why you had Gaddafi when he came. What year was that? When Bush was in office, and he said, what was it, Chavez? One of them. They were speaking right after Bush. He said, "Oh, he smells of sulfur." He said he smelled the sulfur. They said, "Oh, the devil just left," and that's the intent. The world people in this particular land may think they're safe, but the world can't stand this land. This land, these people that's in the land. There's a certain passionable hatred towards this land. Okay? It says, and I will cast out abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vow, and set thee as a gazing stock. And that does not mean something in a good sense. The Lord is about to make this world, the whole entire planet, the people in the planet Earth, sees exactly how he's going to deal with this land. All right? The Lord is utterly going to burn America. You people don't quite understand. America was designed to be the altar of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the ultimate burnt sacrifice. All right? This is why the shameful spewing. That's why all the world leaders are talking shit. The president from the Philippines, North Korea, some places in Africa, they all talking shit about this place. Even in the Caribbean island, people was like, "No, this place is fucking evil." All right, this place is the worst place in the world, and a lot of people that come from the islands are like, "Oh, you don't know this, that, to the third," and you don't know who's really fucking your island up, because they the ones that's doing that. There's a reason why you people came up here. All right, from where we considered paradise, because your country, the leaders of your country, sold you out to this land. All right, and they stole all your natural resources. So America has a lot to pay for, man. Matter of fact, Revelation 17 and 14, it says, "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them." And that's talking about Yahweh Shai. When Yahweh Shai comes, who's going to make war with the Lamb? The NATO, EU, Russia, all the world mega powers, all the people that has a capability of fighting. Because they're going to be they're going to be fighting amongst themselves, but they're going to turn their attention once the Lord makes a return, and the Lord is going to put that spirit in them to fight them. All right, but the Lord is going to overcome them. It says, "It shall overcome them, for he is the Lord of lords and kings of kings, and they are It said they that are with him are called are chosen and faithful, talking about the elect. All right. And he seeth, sorry, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are the peoples, multitudes, and nations and tongues upon all these people. So every nation is here in America. All right. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beasts, these shall hate the whore. So the 10 horns is talking about NATO, the EU, because it's going to hate the whore. America's own ally is going to hate the whore. And just like a woman that's on a horse or some type of beast, once that beast is tired of that woman, it's going to eventually turn his head and kick that woman off his back and start tearing it up. And that's what's going to happen. It said, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, thermonuclear destruction. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. So that little alliance from 1949, if I'm not mistaken, the Treaty of Rome, when NATO and the EU was pretty much born, all right, for that short period of time when they made an alliance to go against Russia, that was the Lord putting the spirit amongst them to do that until that time and season, okay? But everybody's starting to hate this whore. It says, and the woman which thou sawest is the great city, which is reigneth over the kings of the earth. Verse 8, Revelation 18:1. And after these, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power. The earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen and fallen. Just like Biden, he failed. He got back up, he failed again. He got back up, he failed again. He fell 3 times. And that's spiritual, because that's the representation of, he's the leader, the spearhead. He's a representation of America falling. It's like you had Bush. Bush was a freaking idiot, and people laughed him to scorn. America's nothing but a joke. The people do not fear the leaders of this place. It says, and is become the habitation of devils, and the holding of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And that's after America be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. All right. However, you still have some foul, wicked spirits that's dwelling here. But when America is being destroyed, all the desert creatures, is like it says in Isaiah the 13th chapter, all the hateful birds and so forth is going to be dwelling here. For all the nations have drunken of her wine, of the wrath of her fornication. And that's her democracy. All right. And the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her. From a period of time, they was making money, they was making ends meet. They was living rich and lavish, while the poor of their people was suffering, while the very rich was getting super rich. All right. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of a delicacy. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye may not that ye be not partakers of her sins. And that awakening came from a man named Abba Bivens in the 1960s. All right. He's the first one to cry unto the children of Israel to let you know who you are. And that legacy went from Abba Bivens to Elder Yaquah to Ariel Marshall to the apostles today, and to the elders is under the apostles, the elders from Connecticut, and so forth. All right, been crying out, going out the highways and the byways, and letting people know that destruction is coming to America. The only way you could come out this mindset is your spirit must be broken from this world. America's through; it's finished. It said that you may not be partakers of her sins, and that you receive not her plagues, which is a plague going to be in the form of ICBM thermonuclear destruction. That's going to come from Russia, North Korea, India, Pakistan, Iran, Syria, Cuba, all of the EU. All right? All this missiles is coming towards this place. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. And that's why the Lord is putting the spirit of these world leaders to bring out the dirt on America, to lay it out on the frame. You're talking about how we treat our people. How do you treat your people? All right? How do you treat those people that you saying that you care so much about? Okay? It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. I mean, ultimately death and destruction. The Lord is about to tear this place apart. He's doing it bit by bit, but when it crumbles, it's gonna crumble so hard and fast. And that's what we can't wait to see, man. How much she have glorified herself. And that's what they bring out. Oh, how great America is. America is the greatest country in the world. What was it called? The country that brings freedom and this, that, to the third. If it wasn't for America, these nations would never be the same. She glorified herself, all right? It says, and live deliciously. That's why you could have, well, I was just watching another show. Every time you see Edomites eat, all right, it doesn't matter what show it is, from the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, they'll eat something real quick to put the plate on the table, boom. Take couple bites and just throw the rest of the food out. Literally, they'll just throw the food out. They don't even eat the food. They just throw the rest of the food out like it's nothing. That's how abundance these people have. While people out there in the world, they struggling just to get a decent meal. They just throw food out here. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's the mindset of these Americans, man. It says in Isaiah the 47th chapter the same thing. All right. In one day you shall lose son, or you shall lose children, and something else. I forgot what it said. All right. You're gonna lose it all. What's the motto for was it the Marines? The few, the proud, the Marines, the most mightiest warriors in the world, some shit like that. Seems like nothing bad is gonna happen to this place. Oh, lo and behold, the Lord has something beautifully marked for you. So therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, for strong is the Lord, Yahweh, who judge her. So you could take this to the bank. You could guarantee through the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, that America, the land that we sitting on, I'm doing this show in America, New York City, is going to be bombarded with nuclear missiles, and this land would never be the same. All right, you're not gonna be able to tell New York from California. The Lord is about to utterly destroy this place. Okay, so with that, I mean, this is a little bit more. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and have lived deliciously with her shall bemoan her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So one day, 1 hour, this place is slated, and we can't wait. Because when this place go down, we want our kingdom under Yahweh Shah is on the rise. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.